About the very large traffic volume and as a result the traffic congestion from the supermarket Nugegoda supermarket junction, that is where the old Casbah road, Pagoda road and the road from Mirihana junction, they join at the uh, Nugegoda supermarket junction, and also the road from Kohuwala towards Nugegoda underneath the Nugegoda flyover, and then it joins to the Nugegoda supermarket complex junction. So actually, the one major the issue is the road which is there now from the Ratnapitiya junction of the Colombo Piliandala road in the Ratnapitiya junction to along the from Ratnapitiya junction to uh, the along the old Casbah road to Delkanda, from Delkanda to Kattiya junction, then it comes to the Nugegoda supermarket junction. So actually from Ratnapitiya road, from Colombo Piliandala road, which is a main road, from Ratnapitiya to Delkanda to Kattiya junction to Nugegoda supermarket complex junction. This road stretch is very narrow. So as a result, all the traffic from Colombo Piliandala or Colombo Horana major road, which is similar to the baseline road or Gold Road or the Sri Javardhanapura Kotte highways, it is a similar type road, or the Nigambo road or the Kandy road. So when you look at the Nigambo road and the Kandy road and the baseline road, and also the we know the Sri Javardhanapura Kotte road, and also the Colombo Horana or the Colombo Horana towards Casbah from across Casbah Piliandala main road, and the baseline road from that falls from Kalani Bridge to the Kirlapana. These all are 4-lane major highways. So especially from Colombo Piliandala Casbah Horana road, from the Ratnapitiya junction towards Delkanda junction, and then from there to Kattiya junction to Nugegoda supermarket junction, that road is very narrow. So because of this situation, what happens is every day, during the morning hours, afternoon school hours and evening hours, during the traffic hours actually, office traffic and the school traffic hours, the Colombo Piliandala road joins with the high level road through this particular road stretch. The Colombo Piliandala road traffic movements from Colombo Piliandala road from Ratnapitiya junction, it turns to high level road, and then move across Delkanda road to Kattiya junction to supermarket Nugegoda supermarket junction. So now from supermarket junction is another major junction where the Mirihana road traffic and the traffic from Kohuwala side, Kalabowala Kohuwala to Nugegoda junction to Nugegoda supermarket junction, and also the Pagoda road traffic, and also the Navala to Navala from Navala junction, the traffic towards Nugegoda supermarket junction. So this the road from Ratnapitiya to Delkanda to Kattiya junction to Nugegoda supermarket is very narrow, and it's not possible to further broad it because of the buildings and also the residential apartments and houses along this road. So I think there is a need for a expressway from from Ratnapitiya junction across Delkanda above. So Delkanda refers to the high level road junction. Above it, from there to Kattiya junction, and then towards Nugegoda supermarket junction. Because when we do this, the already initiated the road development proposal of Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksa, that is based on my idea of a overhead flyover bridge from that is from from Gold Road to Dehiwala, Gold Road traffic that enters the the Colombo Road from Hospital Road. Then from Colombo Hospital Road, it proceeds to Kohuala. So from Kohuala, it's a major traffic block. So according to my proposal, Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksa initiated through Hungarian government aid flyover from the Hospital Road across the Kohuala Junction. That is from Colombo moving traffic towards the Nugegoda Junction. So that will facilitate towards Nugegoda Junction traffic because of this flyover, and further underneath the Nugegoda flyover, which was also one of my proposals several years ago, the traffic can proceed to the Nugegoda Supermarket Junction. So from there, I think once the Ratnapitiya to Nugegoda Supermarket Complex Junction, there is a flyover. A further road development plan is needed from Nugegoda Supermarket Complex Junction to accommodate the Pagoda Road, Mirihana Road, and the proposed road from the Ratnapitiya to Delkanda to Katia Junction to Supermarket Complex, an overhead expressway, and also the present the normal ground road. So from there, Supermarket Complex Junction in Nugegoda, from this particular place towards Navala, because from here Supermarket Complex Nugegoda, from that particular junction towards Navala, every day there are so much traffic. So because across the the National Wetland Park or Valley Park, that particular the urban urban park, natural park that was created by Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa when he was the Defence Secretary. So across near that, passing that rather, there has to be another expressway from Nugegoda Supermarket Complex Junction, passing the Valley Park, Natural Valley Park, and then arriving at the Open University turn around, and from there has to be an interchange to the Open University, because a lot of children come to the Open University of Sri Lanka in Navala every day. So there has to be an interchange there for this proposed expressway, and then to Navala Junction. So then from Nugegoda Supermarket Complex Junction to Navala Open University turning point with an interchange there, and then to the Navala Junction, and there has to be expressway, and this expressway must continue split into two from Navala Junction. It must be this from Delkanda to from Ratnapitiya Junction to to the Delkanda to Katia Junction to Supermarket Complex Junction. The expressway, the proposed expressway must be an overhead elevated expressway, and also from the Nugegoda Supermarket Junction, once again another elevated on towers expressway to along the road towards Open University of Sri Lanka in Navala, and from there with the interchange to the Navala Junction, and in the Navala Junction this elevated overhead expressway must split towards the Narhampita Junction, other one should proceed towards Rajagiriya, because we can see from Navala to Navala Junction there to Narhampita, that is it joins in Narhampita. The proposed elevated expressway must have an interchange and also along the way as well, so that the traffic can move towards Baseline Road in Narhampita through this way, through this shortcut. And I think the road can then the other split, when it gets splitted, the proposed expressway at Navala Junction, the other expressway must proceed again elevated overhead through on towers towards Rajagiriya, Valikada Junction, and join the Sri Javardhanapura Kotte, the present highway. So I think from there also we can see even though the proposed Aturugiriya Malabe across the Malabe towards Rajagiriya and then Vanathamulla, Dematagoda, Kolonnava, and the Kalani Bridge new expressway which has already commenced is there, still the traffic from the current Navala road from Navala Junction side and also the normal roads on the ground from the from the Mirihana, Pitakotte, Athulkotte, and also the existing normal road network, traffic from Palavatta, Battaramulla, across the Parliament Road to the Navala Junction, Valikada Rajagiri junction, and also the normal ground roads as exist today from Malabe to Sri Javadhanapura Road to Valikada Junction. These traffic, some traffic would go using the Athurugiriya to, to Malabe to Rajagiriya to Vanathamulla, Dematagoda, Kolonnava, Kalani Bridge, and join the baseline road and the Nikambo road and the Kandy road. And vice versa from that side to this side. But then other traffic, that is that traffic that doesn't move towards Dematagoda, Nikambo Road or Kandy Road can it moves toward the old Kota Road, which is Dr. N. Pereira Mawata Road, the Kota Road rather, and also the other road available in the Valikada Junction, Rajagiriya Junction, is split towards old the Kota Road, and the other road is the Sri Javadhanapura, the main road highway. So the normal road highway. So this from there, from the Valikada Rajagiriya, there has to be another this proposed expressway that comes along the from the Naval junction must be extended towards the Senanayak, this Devi Balika Vidyalaya current that junction, and from there it must split once again towards a Horton Place rather, Colombo Suburban, and the other stretch must go along the Devi Balika Road, passing the cemetery, the Borella Cemetery, to Bauddha Lokamavata towards the where the present the cemetery and where the present DSNI College is located. So from here, from Devi Balika Vidyalaya along the cemetery, this road proposed elevated, all these are proposed roads are elevated high, elevated expressway, and it must proceed along the, now once it comes from Valikada Rajagiriya on elevated, position as expressway, and at the Devi Balika Vidyalaya junction it splits into two. One goes towards the Senanayaka junction towards Horton Place, and the other part of the elevated expressway moves towards to across along the Borella Cemetery towards DSNI College. I think from there this DSNI College, the cemetery, the British Overseas School, in that cemetery junction there is a big unwanted huge roundabout. This roundabout must be removed, and instead there must be a overhead road network based on this proposed expressway, and then it must join the the normal baseline road at this cemetery, Borella Cemetery entrance junction, where the DSNI College and the British Overseas School are close by. So then from this junction, it can, I think it must proceed along the Bauddha Lokamavata, from the Anglican Church Cathedral and the Bandaranaike Memorial International Conference Hall, across that Bauddha Lokamavata towards the Javatta Road junction near the Sri Lanka Rupawahini Corporation as a elevated expressway. And we know that the Javatta Road from Sri Lanka Rupawahini Corporation, that junction, the Bauddha Lokamavata splits into two. One heads towards the Tumulla junction, other one along the Javatta Road to it proceed. So Javatta Road is very narrow, and therefore there are a lot of traffic congestion in that junction, Javatta Road to Bauddha Lokamavata junction. So therefore this proposed elevated road from where this Javatta Road and the Bauddha Lokamavata Vichali International School is located, and it attracts a lot of traffic. Therefore from there along the top of the Javatta Road there must be an elevated road towards that goes and come and then turns towards the Havelock Road. Havelock Road, it must stop because then Havelock Road refers to the an extended it's like the Havelock Road is or the Sri Sambuddha that renamed as Sri Sambuddha commemoration road, because it's a four-way road, then it can stop at that location while after joining with the Havelock Road. And the other part from the Javatta Road, the elevated proposed expressway must proceed along the Bauddhaloka Mawata, where the current army commanders and the Sri Lanka Air Force naval commanders and the special task force headquarters are located, as an overhead, as expressway towards above the Tumulla junction to the current duplication road where the HSBC Bambalapiti office is located. And we know that this stretch where the Sri Lanka Army commanders and the naval commanders, Sri Lanka Special Task Force and the Air Force commanders' official residences are located, that stretch of the Bauddhaloka Mawata, there are a lot of trees. And I know personally, one very deserving chemical engineer, Ajit Tisi Pereira, a Roman Catholic, I think, I'm not sure about his religion, but he's a chemical engineer. He, while he was traveling several decades ago, one of the trees came down on his car, and he had no problem for several days, but later he got paralyzed and he's now limited to a wheelchair. So the thing is, he did his doctorate after this accident, and so I think I don't know about his situation now because during the pandemic, but there has to be like a overhead across these trees along this Special Task Force headquarters and the University of Colombo entrance and the Special Army commanders and the Navy commanders and the Air Force commanders official residence, that stretch of the Bauddhaloka Mawata starting from Sri Lanka Rupawani Corporation, Vichali International School to Tumulla. And once that is done, I think these problems can be solved, many of the traffic problems. And also from once the the other side of it, once the the extended from Devi Balika Vidyalaya junction towards the Sri Javadhanapura Kotte road, the other proposed expressway splits at the Devi Balika Vidyalaya Boralla junction, Devi Balika Vidyalaya junction rather, but then the other part of the expressway extends from the Sri Javadhanapura road towards the along on the top as an elevated expressway towards Senanayaka junction, and from there it must proceed with the suitable interchanges along the Horton Place to Kinsey Road junction. So from Kinsey Road, we know traditionally DS Nanayak College traffic is huge. So Kinsey Road, junction, Kinsey Road, Horton Place junction to, that falls to Alliance Finance junction at the Ward Place is a very narrow part of the Kinsey Road. There in Colombo Suburban, it's not possible to to widen this road further because of the high cost of the land also, and because it's already so many buildings and houses are located along this very expensive, very prestigious location. So from Horton Place junction, Horton Place Kinsey Road junction, and there has to be an extended elevated expressway towards Alliance Finance head office, Ward Place junction. And from so I think from there it must extend to from the Yasodhara Vidyalaya road, along that road towards along the road to from the Yasodhara Vidyalaya towards Keri College, towards Colombo Medical Faculty, and then it must have interchange at the near the Keri College junction, as well as once it passes the Colombo Medical Faculty of the University of Colombo Medical Faculty is located there near the Keri College. So then it arrives at the to the location where it passes through the neurosurgeon ward of the National Hospital of Sri Lanka, and once it passes through the surgical ward, it comes to the entrance junction where the entrance, one of the main entrance, ambulatory entrances only, comes through that junction to National Hospital. So along it must come there, and thereafter from that junction it must proceed further, and there is a church there, and above the that church it can it must be extended from this very narrow stretch of road, where the current near this from the junction where the Punchiborella, when you come from Baseline Road, there is a road from Baseline Road to Punchiborella Boti Road. So that road, once you head straight, it arrives at the National Hospital, So that particular junction is where the main entrance to National Hospital. When you come from the KD College side also, that is the major entrance to National Hospital. So proposed elevated road must proceed from that junction, with interchange to the National Hospital of Sri Lanka towards the side of the church on the other side, when you proceed straight without turning to Punchi Borella or the National Hospital. From that near that church above, it must continue as all this on proposed elevated road towards the Maradana road, above nearby the church. It can proceed because there's a very narrow stretch where the traffic is highly congested every day there. So then it can join the Maradana major four-way highway. And also the current Sri Lanka Medical University of Colombo Women's Female Medical Faculty Female Medical Students Hospital hostel rather medical faculty female medical students hostel is located just near the place where road where the in front of this particular church, passing the National Hospital of Sri Lanka. There's another very narrow stretch of road that is not developed for years due to the war. From there it joins the the other road. That means it proceeds along the the female students of the Colombo Medical Faculty hostel. It joins and goes to where the location of Town Hall to Maradana Dean's Road junction. So actually, I think the Dean's Road junction. This Dean's Road junction is large and it's four-way. So I think it must have interchange there to Dean's Road junction, and also from Dean's Road junction, the elevated expressway must move towards Odell Store junction in Town Hall, and also from this particular junction where this Sri Lanka's Haley's multinational headquarters and the Sri Lanka Pharmaceutical Corporation manufactory is located. From there, along the Dean's Road junction, it must proceed once again to the Maradana junction, and that would solve many of the traffic problems. And on the other hand, when you look at this road, when you consider Devi Balika Road, Borella Junction, Devi Balika Vidyalaya Cemetery Junction, from there it proceeds towards Horton Place, and towards Horton Place, on the top of the Horton Place as an elevated expressway, it must move on the top of the Horton Place junction towards St. The current the St. Bridget's School with interchange there, but it must not from St. Bridget's Junction. It must proceed from the towards once again towards Tunmulla, because there's huge traffic blocks because of the children coming to the St. Bridget's School every day, morning, afternoon, evening, traffic. So and also the the other side of it is from the Horton Place Junction. The other part of it must move along towards the Vihara Mahadevi Park, passing the Nelumpakuna towards the roundabout. Roundabout, I think in the Anand, where the Sri Lanka tennis main green path tennis courts are located. The artificial and the normal motor tennis courts are located there. So from to that junction, and from there again there's a very narrow road stretch towards the duplication road in Kolpiti. It must proceed to the duplication road. So I think when this is done, the traffic problem would end permanently, and all these roads must be elevated road networks.